you are smart. You have tons of ideas. You have a lot of things that you're working on, but you get caught up and you can't make it to the finish line. Welcome to my world. If you feel like just existing is just difficult, I'm with you, dude. I'm so with you. Okay, I think I'm recording. I just got a new mic and a new camera. I'm just going with it. But hi, hello. Welcome to my channel. Single lady, late 30s, and something that has affected my entire life, which is living with ADHD. I also realized that I've been filming with my sunglasses on, and I completely forgot that I was gonna take them off. So here's my dorky ass little face. It's something that I kind of just tried to avoid talking about. I know that so many people are affected by it. It can make you feel like giving up. I'm making this channel in an attempt to let other people know that you're not alone. You're not alone. I figured today I'd just do a video on something that I'm facing right now, which is getting back on meds for a period of time. I haven't really wanted to do that. Probably been about a decade. I'm just gonna share a little bit about that with you. I am so sick that it hurts, and my phlegm is still yellowish after like a week. So that's hot. This is my little area that I like to come and get into nature. I find that really clears my mind and kind of transports me into a little bit of a different space. It's important when you can get so stuck in your head to just disconnect and ground yourself in nature. I really didn't even want to make videos on ADHD because it was something that I kind of just wanted to forget about. And it's hard to record when there's people around. It was something that I've always known that I have. I was on Ritalin, and I believe in college I was on Strattera and Wellbutrin. And I think Wellbutrin ended up working out for me. Not sure if this is gonna track me. Hello! Studied psychology, got a bachelor's. I don't know if it was in class. I think it was. Just reading about the statistics of ADHD people and just getting discouraged. And like that was kind of like the message that I heard. I understood that I have struggles in these areas, and then I heard this message and I was like, kind of subconsciously like, I'm doomed. I had, big dreams, so many things that I was interested in, but wow, this is me. Welcome to my world. If you feel like you're fucking just existing is just difficult, I'm with you, dude. I'm so with you. Ugh, I hate this. Okay, I ended up taking meds and I made it through college, but I remember my personality was just super duper flat. And so I studied psych, made it through psych. So I basically had this like groundhog decade, and I've been coming to terms with that. While I've made a lot of accomplishments and moved myself forward in many ways and worked through a lot of mental health, I was always trying to figure out, like how can I manage my anxiety? How can I manage my depression? All the while knowing like I had ADHD, but I wasn't super focused on working with my ADHD symptoms at the forefront. Because when I manage my ADHD, then the anxiety, then the depression, and all that other kinds of stuff kind of works itself out. I didn't want to be labeled in this way. I wanted to stop hearing ADHD, attention deficit hyper disorder. But it's become abundantly clear to me in the last decade that is the primary thing that I have going on. There might be some odd ADHD. I would not even doubt that. I haven't gotten any assessments in that department. And also dyslexia, it's all under the umbrella of neurodivergence from what I understand. I'm in like a little poo corner, cow poo corner, and I don't know if I should be touching these leaves with my pants, so I'm gonna go back the other way. Yeah. Like even this video, I see how difficult it is. Like I don't know if it's my executive function or whatever, but I just stopped talking. Yeah, so cute, so cute. Woo. Yeah, I was just tired of the labels, but you know what? Let me just rewind for a little bit. So people with ADHD, there's an issue with the dopamine, and so they are more likely to be engaged in addictions, and so alcohol was definitely a thing for me. And I noticed that I was problematic around the time that I was 20. I went to rehab, and then I proceeded to stay in AA for 9 years after that. And that was my entire life. Like, I was consumed by AA. I don't think I would still be alive if it weren't for going to AA at such a young age. I went when I was 20. I stayed sober until I was 28. And that was around the time that I had left. I was so young. I was so young, so dumb, very impulsive. Could see myself getting into major serious trouble. I just got to a certain point where I evolved into a different way of living, and I still utilize those same spiritual principles and that structure. Oh my God, the structure. So if you are ADHD, AA actually might be really good for you, and it's still relatable. So last time I went was sometime earlier in the year. I occasionally go to SMART recovery meetings, which are based on cognitive behavioral therapy. I find those groups to be just very inclusive, and it's kind of like an overall kind of check-in. There's other things that people can talk about. I mean, I remember being in one of the meetings that I loved going to. There was someone who was in there talking about sex addiction, people going through all sorts of transformations in their personal life. I personally enjoyed being in that environment. Whatever, there's so many freaking meetings, and it's a good group to participate in. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you. It was kind of this like hush hush kind of thing that you couldn't really talk about other things outside of alcoholism. And what I noticed, and when I was looking around in the rooms and I was like hearing these people's stories, I was like, I think a lot of you guys are just neurodivergent. I learned so much, and that's actually what introduced me to spirituality, which is a huge part of my life and a huge part of my mindset work that I tried to connect with my work and other areas. God, I'm sorry. If this is hard for me to talk, I'm sure it's hard to consume. Where I'm at right now, there's been a lot of developments in the last year and a half. Prior to that, there was many struggly years, especially around the 2020 period, and I worked through a lot then. But now moving forward, I'm in this place where I've gotten much more grounded. I'm in an area that is beautiful, has lovely hiking, and I have some family nearby. I have some intentions to move at some point, but I found myself getting stuck in the same areas that I used to be. I have been working on my interests and kind of fusing all of these things together in the best way that I can. However, my ADHD has gotten so bad. I have found myself in running around in little circles with current work situations and dynamics and kind of like toxic, not kind of, just, yeah, straight up toxic. I thought that it might be helpful for me to get back onto meds, work a few of the kinks out, and see how that works for a little bit. My hesitance is because before it made my personality just flat, and that I didn't like. But when I was in school, what I found is that I still focused, and I was doing the same things that I'm doing now. I had a very zen room. I was studying psychology. I was understanding, mind, brain, and behavior. These are all the things that I'm still interested in. But it's taking it to the next level and organizing all of the things that I have put into motion and seeing it to the finish line. And that's kind of the thing with ADHD. It's you are smart. You have tons of ideas. You have a lot of things that you're working on, but you get caught up and you can't make it to the finish line. Basically, what I'm doing is just wrapping up projects. It's the project completion. It's the project completion that I am aiming towards. And I would like to see if my brain is balanced on medication. I'm curious to see what I end up focusing on the most. I know I have all these areas of interest, but what do I focus on the most? I'm excited to get started with that. My depression has definitely been way worse over the last couple of weeks. And I'm in a place where I'm optimistic about life. Like, I know that life is worth living. And I will tell you, it took me a long time to kind of get to this place. I've definitely had bouts of suicidal ideation, had some of that come up over the last couple of weeks. But the dominant knowing is that, like, this will pass, because it always has passed. It passes. And I guess that's why I decided that I should start talking about this, because I know I'm not the only person who's going through it. Oh, God. It's not good. I'm so sick, bro. Found this website called, I think it's called Brightside Psychiatry, and I made an appointment with them. It cost $96 to make the initial appointment. I have a follow-up on Tuesday after doing some assessments. They do not prescribe stimulants. And so I do take caffeine, which I've also had a fair share of issues with because I've gotten so dehydrated from that. I do not want to be on stimulants again, on prescribed stimulants, because the anxiety that comes with that, the side effect, the teeth grinding. I have a history of like just having dental issues around grinding. It makes it so much fucking worse. That's partially, I think, why I talk a little bit crooked. It also might be because I got some Botox. So it feels like my mouth is slanted more than it normally is. So if you notice that, just be kind. Aiming to get on Wellbutrin again. The trade-off for that is that my personality might be a little bit more flat. I'm willing to accept that right now, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be on it until I hit a couple of goal marks. And my resistance to being on medication primarily was that I think that you can work a lot of things out with mindset and spirituality and meditation. I've gotten so much relief from people like Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden. I believe that your belief system just alone can help you in the most dramatic ways. But I'm making the choice. I'm going to use meds as a booster to kickstart depression / ADHD. Is at a point where it's like, I'm just doing it. I'm getting on it. I felt hypocritical getting on meds. Like I was giving up in a sense, but I'm not. I am making a choice in life. And then if I choose to get off of it, I can go full force with that other stuff as well. So I hope that makes sense. It's hard to talk about, kind of hard to admit. All right. My hope is to be a support to people, to be a little extra like, hey man, me too. I just want people to know that it's okay. It's okay. You're not alone. You can work through this. If your depression is at a peak low, then that's what you need to handle first and foremost with psychiatric care. But if you're just kind of moving through life and trying to work through the feels and the ups and the downs and the lows of having ADHD, that's where I'm trying to come in and be a support to you. It's like you're functioning well enough, and that's also ADHD too, why ADHD can be so confusing, because you're functioning kind of like well enough from the outside view, but no one has any idea how fucking hard it is to just show up and be normal. I take so much time to regroup out of social or work activities. Thank you for bearing with me. I know this video would have been a lot more concise if I was not sick as hell. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Sorry, I'm not kissing you. I'll get you sick. I also did just take my first medication, my little Wellbutrin, so we will see. We'll see. Let's do a follow-up. We're going to do a check-in. So the cost without insurance was $40 for the Wellbutrin, and then the appointment itself was about $100. I'm not sure entirely how much the follow-up appointments are going to be, so that gives you just a little bit of an idea. Alrighty, I'll catch you in the next one. If this was relatable or helpful or anything, you have any kind of thoughts to share, something that might help somebody else that's also struggling with it, I personally would love to hear it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Yeah, okay. So such nice parks around me. I'm so grateful for that. Count your blessings.